We know so many Olympic athletes got their start in Colorado's mountains, but as we take a live look outside right now, we are keeping an eye on a growing problem: no snow. This is a live look at Winter Park right now. This impact of no snow could snowball if things don't turn around soon. We'll show you what Summit County is doing to help people get by there. Thanks for joining us at 8 a.m. I'm Corey Rose.
And I'm Drew Carney. Before we get to today's forecast, we are going to turn things over to Brianna Fernandez. She has a quick check on our drive this morning.
Oh, I'm first. Nice. Okay, 8:01.
Surprise, surprise.
Surprise. All right, so we do have delays happening along 225 and Yosemite Street. You can see it there right now on your screen for anyone heading into I-25. Now let's talk about the big problem that we're seeing on the east side of town. So I do want to switch things over to our main maps. It is colorful, you guys, and every time I keep refreshing our traffic maps here, more crashes keep popping up. So let's talk about the ones that we are seeing out in Aurora. There's one happening along Tower Road in Louisiana, Iliff at South Sable Boulevard, Hamden at Telluride Street, and Smoky Hill Road at Liverpool Street. So again, 4 crashes that we are tracking right now. We also have a disabled vehicle that's happening along northbound I-25 near Ridgegate Parkway, and then a crash happening in Boulder right at the intersection of Arapahoe and 28th Street. You guys take it easy because it is a mess out on the roads. Of course, we're going to keep tracking this for you over at the traffic center. I want to send things over now to Katie LaSalle. Hey, Katie.
Brianna, thank you so much. We did see widely scattered showers, a few brief snow showers in the high country, still lingering flurries in spots, but the sun is out, and any little bit of precipitation that our state has seen with this last week disturbance yesterday, that will end, and we'll see a lot of sunshine and a dry weather pattern. It's gorgeous this morning from Denver up over Long's Peak. In terms of our snow accumulation that we did see in the high country, minimal. Loveland ski area, though, picking up several inches of fresh snow, but all across Colorado today, clearing skies, cool temperatures, a dry, mild weather pattern, unseasonably mild. We're talking 60s returning tomorrow through early next week. Now, radar picture this morning, it's quieting down. We did wake up early this morning to a few lingering snow flurries into the mountains and over southern Colorado, but our temperatures out the door still below freezing. Fort Collins into downtown Denver, and you may still find some slick spots into the mountains and down near Alamosa, where it's only 10 degrees right now. Winds relatively calm. They'll pick up a touch, but no advisories to tell you about. Wind gusts around 15 miles per hour possible right around midday. 50 degrees, sunny by 1 p.m. and a high of 53. It'll just warm up from here on out. We'll talk about that stretch of dry, warm weather and any next chance for seeing some much needed snowfall still to come.
Katie, thank you. Our breaking news desk is busy this morning. We have just learned that the Washington Post is laying off its entire sports department and most of its overseas journalists. The AP says a third of the paper's staff will be affected. The paper, which is owned by Amazon's Jeff Bezos, has been bleeding subscribers since the 2024 election. These moves are meant to improve the company's financial situation. And there is more legal back and forth over the 2020 election. This morning, officials in Fulton County, Georgia, have asked a federal judge to return documents related to 2020. Those documents were seized by the FBI last week as part of a broader search of Fulton County's election facilities. You will remember, as part of their claims about the 2020 election being stolen, the Trump team specifically mentioned inconsistencies with elections in Fulton County. Trump officials have never provided proof of widespread fraud, and officials there have always said their elections are above board.
The 19-year-old woman accused of a shooting at a weekend house party in Brighton will face a judge for the first time this afternoon. This happened in the early morning hours this past Saturday at a home on South A Street just off Bridge Street. Officers showed up after someone reported shots fired and found 3 people there with gunshot wounds. Witnesses told police that a woman fired wildly in the middle of this house party, somewhere between 12 to 25 shots. Investigators say she took off from the house and was initially able to evade officers because of a heavy fog. But Brighton police later arrested Cassandra Roca Martinez. She's being held on suspicion of more than 24 felonies, including multiple counts of attempted first-degree murder. She's due in court at 1:30 this afternoon.
The city of Loveland is changing how it enforces its homeless camping ban. There will no longer have to be available shelter beds for officers to ticket people or begin the process of removing camps. The city council made that decision last night. It comes at the exact moment Loveland is set to end overnight shelter services. Right now, Loveland's only overnight shelter for adults is a temporary setup at the Loveland Resource Center. Those services are set to end in the middle of next month. The city says it could not find an operator to run a long-term shelter. That ordinance will take effect soon. The exact date remains up in the air.
Denver Public Schools was short-staffed last Friday during a nationwide protest against President Trump's immigration enforcement operations.
Staffers from the district's central office went into schools to help for the day, and now the district is giving them a small bonus as a thank you. The district says central office staffers who helped that day will receive $189 on their next paycheck as a token of appreciation. They tell us that money will go to approximately 200 employees below the rank of director. The school staff members who reported to work like normal that day are not included in this. A spokesperson told us they are giving central staffers the money because they perform duties beyond their normal responsibilities. The district delayed the start of classes for half a dozen schools Friday because so many staff members called out.
Today is Colorado Missing Persons Day. Lawmakers at the state capitol are honoring more than 600 people who have been missing for a year or more all across the state. The ceremony is set to start here this hour. In fact, it was expected to start just a few minutes ago, right at 8 o'clock. The Colorado Bureau of Investigation says it remains committed to using every available resource to help families who are still searching for answers.
Starting today, non-emergent calls to Aurora 911 may now be routed to an emergency physician over the phone.
Qualified doctors at that point can virtually evaluate the patient and figure out the next steps. 9 News reporter Courtney Yoon joins us live in Aurora with more on this. So Courtney, this is very similar to a program they used to have in place that was called Nurse Navigation.
Yes, that's right, Corey and Drew. A very similar program to Nurse Navigation, where if medical calls that do not require an emergency medical response or an ambulance were diverted to licensed nurses for assessment. So now, instead of speaking with a nurse, you'll be talking to an emergency physician who is U.S. based and licensed here in the United States, and they would take that call by phone or video call. So Aurora Fire Rescue is calling this new program Aurora Clinical Navigation. This can be used for things like mild infections, minor injuries, or chronic condition management, according to AFR. These physicians can prescribe medication, arrange transportation, or connect callers with mental health and crisis support services. With this new program, nothing changes for the person calling 911. Operators at the Aurora 911 Dispatch Center will still ask the caller a series of questions to determine a level of priority depending on how serious the illness is. The idea is to keep resources like fire trucks and ambulances in place for when Aurora Fire Rescue needs them most, while also getting people the care they need. It could also help save patients money and time by avoiding unnecessary emergency room visits or ambulance rides.
If this could be solved by a prescription, as opposed to having other problems, other testing done in the hospital or anything else, it's really save you time and money there as well. So potentially it could be cost savings for the individual.
Last year, Aurora Fire Rescue's call volume was more than 48,000 calls. The department says that they're hopeful this new service will help reroute or divert about 15 calls per day for them. Live in Aurora, Courtney Yoon, 9 News.
Courtney, thank you. An update in the disappearance of Today's Show co-host Savannah Guthrie's missing mother. Investigators say they are looking into reports of possible ransom notes connected to Nancy Guthrie. NBC News has not seen copies of these notes. Nancy Guthrie was last seen Saturday night at her home in Tucson, where she lives alone. A church member contacted a family member when she missed Sunday services. In about an hour, the man convicted of trying to assassinate Donald Trump when he was a presidential candidate will learn his sentence. Back in 2024, Ryan Routh snuck his way onto a West Palm Beach golf course to lay in wait for Trump. This came just 2 months after the president survived another assassination attempt in Pennsylvania.